Hello everyone and welcome to episode 74 of the WMMA 5 series here on the channel. As we are in uncharted territory now for Pride FC, we are no longer in the same realm as the real Pride FC. Obviously the last Pride FC event was Pride 34, which was at the beginning of April. I think April 8th, I want to say. April 8th, 2007, I want to say, was the final show date. Fingers crossed I'm right there. This is off the top of my head. I want to say it's the 8th. Nonetheless, though, we're now going in the uncharted territory, as we're at Pride 35's Kamikaze, which is funny because Pride 34 is actually called Kamikaze, so we flipped that around because I want to do St. Valentine's Day Massacre for the 34th show. It's a whole thing, but man, it's crazy. Or I just can't believe it. Like I can't believe we are here at a point now, and that's why we're gonna go with Pride 36 being called Pride Never Dies, and it just kind of makes sense. And also, too, it'd be in the end of Pride Month, so that's just kind of another fun thing to do, even though I don't think 2007, I don't think any type of MMA company was doing anything like that, where they were promoting LGBTQ plus communities and promoting Pride Month, but here we are. We're quite the on the fucking ball here as far as in Pride FC goes. Before we get into the Kamikaze show, we do have 13 pieces of mail. Good bit of mail as we extended a couple of guys, Frank Mir and Alan Goes. And we signed Josh Haynes, and he's going to be in the Rings company. He's going to be on a developmental contract. Josh Haynes lost to Michael Bisping at Tough 3, the finale, at in the light heavyweight category. I always loved his story. I thought he was a man who just went out there and fucking fought his ass off, had extremely good submission defense, and I just think he's going to do pretty well for us, at least in rings. I'm not sure if he's going to do anything as far as on Pride FC, but you never know. He's beaten Evan Tanner, so that's a good sign for him, but then again, who hasn't beaten Evan Tanner at this point? But a couple of very poor fights have won his way, so that's not really a good thing going for him, but who knows? Maybe something can be turned around. Nate Marcotte left AMC Pinkerton and joined Craig Jackson's Mixed Martial Arts. We extend Stephan Bonner and Carl Uno. Stephan Bonner then left American Top Team. We don't know who he's joining. We extend Shogun. We see that Pete Williams has now finally recovered from his broken jaw. As Cristiano Marciello extended his deal, and Guy Metzger did indeed break his fingers during that fight, which that is a tough loss for him. So now on to Pride 35. Main event, Sergey Kurdnerov taking on Big Nog Antonio Rodrigo Nogueira. Is Sergey the one? Is he the chosen one to finally be the one to beat Antonio Rodrigo Nogueira, Minotauro Nogueira? We will see in that main event. George St. Pierre taking on Tetsuji Kato in a great co-main event. Luis Santos taking on Jason Von Flue in a lightweight welterweight contest. I don't know, I was thinking Jason Von Flue was lightweight. That was, I had tough 2 on the brain there. As then Ron Fairclough and Vitor Belfort. Now, Vitor Belfort is in a very, very prime spot here. If he beats Ron Fairclough and is in good enough shape to fight Merlin Ninjahua in June, he might just get a title shot, because the last guy to beat Merlin Ninjahua, is Vitor Belfort. And I think if Vitor can win here, he will still kind of be, I think he's like 6th or 7th as far as middleweights goes in Pride FC. And if he gets that win over Ron Fairclough, which I'm not going to say it's a given, I will have to look at the odds when they get there. But if he does beat him, I think he's going to get a title shot, which is crazy to think about, but it's just kind of the middleweight division right now. Anderson Silva just faced him and lost in December. Chuck Liddell just lost to Alex Stiebling, and then Alex Stiebling is going to take on Nate Marcotte, and if he beats Nate Marcotte, he'll get a title shot, and then if that's not the case, who knows what's going to happen. It's very much up in the air. Well, that middleweight division's crazy. That's all I know. Fedor Emelianenko's going to take on Rico Rodriguez. Pretty crazy stuff. Fedor is so far down on the card. That's just kind of where it is. This card is pretty stacked, but I think I'm really top to bottom. There's really not a bad fight on the main card. I'm really enjoying everything I'm seeing so far with Kenny Florian and Tetsuya Kawajiri opening up the show. We won't go into the prelims until we actually get to this little screen here. Big Nog looking to make a defense number 11 for his Pride Heavyweight title. Of course, if he's successful, he breaks his own record. I mean, let's just go down the list. It starts right here when he beat Ice Cold Igor at Cold Fury 3 in December of 2002. He's beaten Josh Barnett. He's beaten Pete Williams. He got a rematch with Ice Cold Igor, beat him. Beat Marco Hoos. Beat Fedor twice. Knocked out Andrei Arlovski after stuffing a takedown and kneeing him. Beat Wanderlei Silva and Chuck Liddell. Went back-to-back on guys from the middleweight division coming up to fight him. And he's also beaten Simi Shalett at Shockwave 2006 and Shalett's return to Pride FC. He's only lost to two people, I want to say. And that is Randy Couture and Josh Barnett. And, man, just fucking crazy. How his debut in Pride FC was a loss to Josh Barnett, and what he's done after that. Just unreal. He's had a couple of poor fights. He's not been the best champion, but a lot of big-time fights, though. I mean, the Shalett fight, and I would say the the Fedor fight, and then the Arlovski fight back-to-back. Like, really, Andrei Arlovski can't really have a bad match with them. Depending on how this goes, I'm assuming Big Nog's gonna win, but you never know. Yeah, I mean, Sergey seems to be the toughest challenge yet, sitting there at 17-1, 9-0 in Pride FC. Has not lost yet in Pride FC. He's beaten some big names as well. He's beaten Fedor. He's beaten Josh Barnett. Beaten Josh Barnett twice. You know, he's beaten Alistair Overeem, a guy who is going to be the next contender if that is the case. If Sergey falls short, that will be who takes on Big Nog next. It's crazy. All of really Sergey's fights, all but the Mark Coleman 16-second knockout, the debut at American Bushido 2, and the Josh Barnett knockout the first time, they've all went the distance. So this is now, we're going into a whole new territory now, when you got the extra round to go with as well. So this should be, that's a hell of a main event. I mean, this is a big-time main event. Probably the biggest main event we'll have of the year. Who knows, though? Maybe we'll have something even crazier than this at the Shockwave show. Two of the best pound-for-pound fighters in the world. Big Nog, obviously, number 1. Sergey, 6th. As this is the 11th time Big Nog has main event in a Pride event. Second time for Sergey. Big Nog's finished 3 of his last 5 opponents. And Sergey has won all of his last fights. 5 fights by decision, as we saw. This is the first time they have fought. Big Nog, though, has the Blurcast stat pick 7-0. Not even a single person is going against Minotauro Rodrigo Nogueira. That's where we're at with that main. That's fucking crazy. As our next fight in the welterweight division, honestly, this is a little bit behind the curtain. So I actually thought about bringing up BJ Penn to fight at welterweight and taking on Dennis Hallman. It's a pretty good fight as far as the odds go, but the commission would not allow it because BJ Penn would probably fight not at a good size welterweight for Dennis Hallman, and a lot of the welterweights. So we had to keep him down at lightweight. Kind of sucked, but that just kind of is what it is. Our hands are tied. But GSP, George Rush St. Pierre, taking on Tetsuji Kato, two of the top 15 middleweights in the world. First time they fought. GSP's going to have a significant weight advantage, but it looks like it's not going to matter. According to the Lurkat stat picks, it's Tetsuji Kato, 6-1. Tetsuji Kato, of course, a former welterweight champion. He's on a 2-fight losing streak, though. He lost to Dennis Hallman. He lost the belt to him at Bushido Osaka 2, and then he lost to Matt Serra. Got knocked out in the second round at Bushido Osaka 3. Now he's back, and this is going to be a big-time fight for him, though. GSP, another guy who's had a title shot. He took on Dennis Hallman at his last fight. He lost at Pride 32, the real deal. And, as far as he's lost to really Dennis Hallman twice. He's faced him twice, which it's really been the only thing holding him back so far in Pride FC is those arm bars from Dennis Hallman. If he can work on defending those, he would probably be a Pride FC welterweight champion by now, it seems like. But, he's still 25, still young as hell. Tetsuji Kato coming in at 29, so he's still young as hell. But this is big time for the welterweight division. as these two men are in a prime spot to maybe whoever wins this could take on Des Hallman again, depending on who it is. If it's Kato winning it, maybe it's tough though. The welterweight division, everyone's kind of Dennis Hallman's ran through everybody at this point. We can't really we're stuck as far as who should take him on next. But maybe it'll be GSP or Tetsuji Kato next. As Luis Santos taking on Livewire, Jason Von Flue. Two welterweights is in the 9th-ranked welterweight in Pride. Luis Santos, Jason Von Flue at 11th. First time they have fought. It's very close on the Blurcat staff picks 4-3 with Santos with a slight advantage. Even though Luis Santos is 2-2 Pride FC, lost to Akira Kikuchi and Matt Hughes, but he's beaten John Fitch and Joe Scarlett. So two kind of the Akira Kikuchi. I just never expected him to lose to him, but he's also lost to Thiago Alves, Tetsuji Kato, and Mike Pyle in the mod, which is not a good sign as far as what the other welterweights are here on in Pride FC. As Jason Von Flue, 3-1, lost to GSP in his debut, but that's GSP, and he also was coming off a loss to Nick Serra, but he's beaten beaten Matt Serra, May 2000. He's beaten Toby Amada, that was before the mod though. He's beaten Elijah Harshberger, who is, I want to say, in the top 10 as far as any, beat him again, Matt Serra, that time in the mod. His most recent victory at Pride 34 St. Valentine's Day Massacre. This should be quite the grappling contest, if I had to guess. And Ron Fairclough forces Vitor the Phenom Belfort. Vitor is the 3rd-ranked light heavyweight in the world. Ron Fairclough's 11th. Vitor has finished 4 of his last 5 opponents. Vitor trains at Roosevelt Tudo, which Ron Fairclough is 0-2 against other members of that team. Ron Fairclough trains at Greg Jackson's Mixed Martial Arts, which Vitor Belfort has an overall record of 0-1 against other members of that team. First time they fought, but Vitor's going to have the reach advantage. Blurcat Staff picks is close, 4-3. I mean, Vitor is in a prime spot, though. He wins here. I know he just lost to Anderson Silva. And I know he's lost to a couple of guys, but he's beaten Merlio. He's beaten a former middleweight champion and Vanderlei Silva, even though it's not the same Vanderlei that we all know and love now. It's a goddamn shame what's happened to him. But still, I think he's in a prime spot to get a big-time title shot into have Merlio maybe avenge that loss or even become the new prime middleweight champion. It all comes down to Ron Fairclough. Can he be the spoiler and get the win? Here's 5-3 in Pride FC. Just beat Jeremy Horn at Shockwave 2006. He's another one who's lost to Anderson Silva, but he's also lost to Merlio, as he lost by armbar in the first round at Pride 33's pin. The pin is mightier than the sword. He's fought at so many American Bushidos. He's fought at 4 of them, and he's only lost to the first one, and that was in his Pride FC debut against Quentin Rampage Jackson. He got knocked out in 12 seconds. It was a very tough debut, but he came back and won 4 straight, including wins over Scott Smith, Rich Franklin, Alex Stiebling, Frank Shamrock. I mean, that's a former Pride middleweight champion, and who knows with Alex Stiebling, if he can get a big win, one big win over Nate Marcotte, he's got a Pride middleweight title shot. I know he had one coming into Pride FC, lost to Vanderlei Silva, and Vanderlei was going on that tear, but maybe he's got a shot against Merlio. You never know. Should be a pretty interesting fight, though. As the Last Emperor, Fedor Emelianenko, taking on Rico Suave Rodriguez. Rico has Rodriguez submitted 3 of his last 5 opponents. Both are world-ranked super heavyweights. Rodriguez is 14th, Fedor is 16th. It's a goddamn shame about Fedor in this all-time line where he's not the undefeated machine, the undefeated Sambo machine. Had quite the start, though. Looked like it. Had beat Vegeta, beat Andre Arlovsky, and he beat Ice Cold Igor. Then he took on Big Nog, and maybe we should have fed him somebody else before Big Nog. I don't know. Because at that time, Ice Cold Igor was the 2nd-ranked guy. It just seemed like that was it. And he was 9th. Just felt like that was, you can only go up from there type of thing. And when he took him on, he was the 6th-ranked heavyweight. And then when he took him on again, I think he was the 6th-ranked again. Yeah, obviously, because it was just a couple of months later. But Heath Herring, he's beaten Heath Herring. He's beaten Roman Savachka. He's also lost to Sergey. That guillotine choke loss to Ben Rothwell was tough. Tough. But that's where we're at. That is where we're at for Fedor Emelianenko. 11-4. Could make it 12-4 here tonight, though, against Rico Rodriguez, who Rico is 17-5, 2-2 in Pride FC. Just lost to Sergey Kurtinov, another guy who's lost to Sergey. As they've split with him and Heath Herring. So they're 1-1. We'll have to maybe make that the trilogy fight. So they've both been in the first round submission. Or no, the unanimous decision. I was looking at the fight below him. As he's beaten Frank Mir at M1. That's fun. Maybe I'll have to do that too. I got a lot of fights set up for Rico Rodriguez in the future, but even though Rico's going to have the significant weight advantage, the betting lines still have Fedor as the big-time favorite, and he's probably going to get the win there. It's Kinflo Florian taking on the Crusher, Tetsuya Kawajiri, the bottom-ranked lightweights as Florian's 25th. That's Tetsuya Kawajiri is 17th. Florian has won 3 of his last 5 fights by decision. Blurcat set picks are very, very close, 4-3. Kawajiri having a slight advantage over Kenny Florian. 10-3-1, 2-1 in Pride FC. Lost to Gilbert Melendez. He just beat Alberto Crane at American Bushido 13. As he was someone who was just a good and great machine before he left the UFC on his average, and now he's just been the decent machine against the guys like Shinya Aoki, Alberto Crane, and Gilbert Melendez. But maybe this fight here against Kenny Florian could be quite the exciting bout, which I think it can be. 9-2 is Kenny Florian, 2-1 rather, in Pride FC. Also another guy who's lost to Gilbert Melendez, and another guy who's also beaten Shinya Aoki. So they're very, very even matched, and I think it could be quite the bout. I do say so myself to open up the show as our prelims. Speaking of Shinya Aoki, he's going to take on Jorge Gamebred Masvidal, as Masvidal has a slight edge, 4-3. Masvidal is 1-1 Pride FC. I believe he just lost to Mac Danzig. Yep, and he beat Katsuya Noe at Bushido Osaka 2 in his debut. Knocked him out in the first round. We'll see what happens here in this prelim as Shinya Aoki is 6-3, 1-3 in Pride FC. He's on a 2-fight losing streak, both Tetsuya Kawajiri and Kenny Florian. See if Jorge Masvidal can add to the list. As, that should be an interesting prelim fight. Then, quite the contrast of styles here in this heavyweight prelim bout. This Czech Congo taking on Roy Big Country Nelson. Roy Nelson has finished 3 of his last 5 opponents. Congo trains at Takada Dojo, where Nelson has a record of 0-1 against other current members of that team. Nelson's going to have the 7-weight advantage, but Czech Congo has the 9-inch reach advantage, which is huge if he can use that to his advantage. 8-3, 4-1 in Pride FC is Czech Congo, and we have given him some tomato cans along the way, though the Fabrizio Verdum fight, I would say, is well earned. But, I haven't taken on like Bob Sapp and Fabrizio, Bob Sapp and Alexander Otsuka, and Jerome Lee Banner, which he even lost to Lee Banner. But, exciting fighter. We'll stand up with him, even though he beat Bob Sapp by armbar. That was about the only way you're gonna beat Bob Sapp at that point. But here, this Roy Nelson fight, Roy's gonna look to take it to the ground. Czech Congo's gonna look to keep it standing. Should be quite the entertaining prelim bout. See what happens here. 5-3, 8-3, Las Vegas, Nevada. We didn't really look at Roy Nelson's record. He's 1-2 in Pride FC, coming off 2-fight losing streak to Valentino Varim and Alexander Emelianenko. As Frank Mir knocked out Frank Mir in his debut in the first round of Final Conflict 2005, which is a big-time win for him. Plus 100, minus 130. Kickboxing, Kung Fu Jiu-Jitsu, Takada Dojo, Hammer House. 8-3, 5-3, Las Vegas, Nevada. France, 6'4", 235, 6', 265. Just wild. They're both in their 30s, early 30s. Big John McCarthy's the referee, ringside judges. Congo is facing a major size advantage, giving up at least 30 pounds, but he's got the 9-inch reach advantage. Fight begins, they come together and strike. Congo dodges the right hand, counterattacks the kick to the lead leg. They come together and strike, misses the jab, but it hits a left roundhouse kick, just body shots. There's a good right hand from Roy Nelson. They engage. Congo misses the right hook, gets countered with a left jab and a right hand that lands clean. They engage with strikes, nothing significant lands. Exchange of strikes does not produce any damage. Looking a bit tense now. Czech Congo moving around the ring. They both come together and strike. Congo finds a way past his opponent's guard and lands a sharp 1-2. Nelson nails the right cross. They engage. Nelson misses the right cross that leaves himself open for the counter. Congo attacks the jab and a right cross that just misses. An exchange of strikes does not produce any damage. Both fighters meet in the center. Nelson misses the big right hand, allowing Congo to counter with a jab and the big right hand that just misses. The two fighters come together and engage. Missing the right hand is Nelson and leaves himself open for a counter to be with a right hand. And there's that good example of how Congo can use his huge reach advantage to win the striking battles. as Nelson's already slowing down. He's already blown up 4 minutes in. Exchange of strikes happens right in the center of the ring. Neither fighter can land anything good. They come together and engage. As Congo misses the right cross, here comes Roy Nelson with a powerful straight right that lands clean, and he knocks him down with that straight right hand. Nelson moves in quickly, kneeling beside Congo, starting hammering down punches, pounding away. Congo's barely able to defend himself. Big John McCarthy jumps in and stops the fight as Congo goes limp. Jesus, what a knockout win for Roy Nelson. That's the thing about Roy Nelson. He has that fucking powerful right hand. And even with a guy like Chuck Congo, who's got a 9-inch reach advantage, stood up and banged with him the whole time. Not a takedown attempt at all. And, man, that's a fair fucks to Roy Nelson. Coming in there, knocking out Chuck Congo, making him 8-4. 6-3 will be Roy Nelson. Giving thanks, Roy Nelson praises his team at Hammer House. Is very responsive to all the fans who came out to support him. Roy Nelson says it was a tough fight, gives a show of respect to Chuck Congo, where his charisma, him being charismatic, helps him benefit from these types of interviews. Our last prelim fight, Jorge Masvidal taking on Shinya Aoki, 7-2, 6-3, Miami, Florida, Tokyo, Japan, both 5'11", both 161, almost similar in age, 22-23, street fighting background. Jorge Masvidal, submission wrestling background. For Shinya Aoki, Cesar Gracie, Jiu-Jitsu, Takada Dojo, both at -110. This is a close one to call. Very, very similar. Refereeing this bout again, Big John McCarthy staying out there. Ringside judges, Aoki's fighting from our own crowd. Tonight, as he gets a big cheer, he makes his entrance. Fight begins. They touch gloves. Aoki shoots him for the takedown, gets a hold of a leg, but Masvidal remains standing, hopping on the other one. And now Aoki's just trying to push him against the ropes, looking for a fucking suplex. Oh my god, a big suplex. Pulls him in the half guard. Does Masvidal now tries to pound on him, but all the blows are commonly dealt with. Blocks him as he tries to sweep him half guard. Does a few strikes, clearly slowing things down so he can get his breath. Looking to block the sweep again. Some more punches. They're not throwing in great force. Looking for an underhook, so Masvidal can look to scramble. Not enough separation. Now Aoki's able to catch him and secure side control. Looking for some weak-looking punches, but as he decides his next move, some small strikes again, just trying to catch his breath. Blocks Masvidal. Keeps him guessing a few quick strikes. Blocked the tentacle guard. Looking to get from side control to mount. Masvidal tries to sweep from the mount, but gets rolled up and gives up his bag. Looking for the rear naked choke. Masvidal stops that rear naked choke, trying to sweep him back again, but he can't do it. Shinya Aoki does is Masvidal doing a great job at blocking that body triangle. Shinya Aoki seems to be in complete control of this. He cannot roll him off, does Masvidal, and looking for that rear naked choke, but again, Masvidal doing a great job blocking it. Blocks him as he tries to roll over. Looking for the body triangle, can't do it, can't sweep him either. Now he's got both hooks in. Looking for that rear naked choke, and he's finally got it. Masvidal gets flattened out and taps out to the rear naked choke. Their winner, as both guys leaving with 7-3 records. Shinya Aoki by submission with the rear naked choke. Just about the end of round 1. Masvidal really couldn't get anything going. It was all Shinya Aoki, as I don't know why I clicked that. Yep, he did nothing. Aoki just kind of washed him. It is what it is. Shinya Aoki thanks everyone connected to Kata Dojo for helping him prepare for the fight, and his sponsors for supporting him financially. First main fight of the night, in which Ken Florian takes on the Crusher Tetsuya Kawajiri. 9-2, 10-3-1. Both guys have just beaten Shinya Aoki, so we'll see how these two go at it here. As Muay Thai Jiu-Jitsu, Kickboxing Wrestling, Enzo Gracie Jiu-Jitsu Peresta, Boston, Massachusetts, Kanto, Japan, 28 years old, 30 years old, 5'7", 161, 5'10", 161. Plus 140 for Florian, minus 180 for Kawajiri. Our judges, there we go, and Kawajiri's fighting in front of a home crowd, gets a big cheers, he makes his entrance, opening bell, they touch gloves. Can't hit the sub left jab, scores with the right cross though, gets a hold of Florian without taking too much damage now looking to wrestle his way into a dominant position. They were switching it back and forth, now Kawajiri's back in control, Florian back and now into control. Looking to muscle against the ropes, he does so. There's a hard stomp, and then a trip, which is an excellent outside left trip. Kawajiri gets thrown to the mat, and he's got his back as well. Now he's got both hooks in, pounds away with punches, keeps both hooks despite Kawajiri trying to pull him apart, looking for the rear naked choke, can't flat him out. Cannot break free of the hooks, looking for it again, and he's got it this time, another rear naked choke. And that is a great trip, and just secure in the back, getting the rear naked choke. That's how you do it right there. Kenny Florian, 10-2, 10-4-1 for Tetsuya Kawajiri. And again, he did nothing, just kind of got mauled. This seems to be the night of the maulings. at Pride 35. We're already, we got we got five fights left, and we're already 20 some minutes, like not even 30 minutes into this video. Unreal. As Kenny Florian thanks everyone connected to Henzo Gracie Jiu-Jitsu for helping him prepare for the fight, and the sponsor for supporting him financially. Says he has a lot of respect for Tetsuya Kawajiri, praises his toughness. Next fight, Fedor Emelianenko taking on Rico Suave Rodriguez. 11-4, 17-5, Staten Island, New York. Russia, 6 foot 230, 6'3", 255, 30 years old, 29 years old. No team for Fedor, but he's got the betting lines in his favor by a long shot. Team punishment for Rico Rodriguez, wrestling jiu-jitsu. See if the Sambo Master could fucking win this one. Refereeing this bout, Yuji Shimada, ringside judges. As even though Rodriguez has got 25 pounds on him, I don't think it's going to matter. Here we go. They touch gloves. Fedor shoots in. He's got it. Single leg. Look at the pass. He got it. He's got side control. Fairly easy, too. There's a knee strike just above the hip. Inside control now. Just catching his breath. Throwing a few punches. Tries to transition guard. That ain't happening. Throws a few strikes. Without venom, though. Blocks Rodriguez again. Throws some more small strikes. Blocks a transition, some more small strikes, trying to catch his breath, just rinse and repeat. Knee strike to the ribs, but didn't connect properly because Rodriguez was moving too much. Lengthy stalemate brings the referee, making him stand back up. Quick exchange strikes does not produce any damage. There's a jab and a nice straight right hand. Looked like he was about to shoot in, was Rodriguez. Fedor took the initiative. There's a jab and a beauty of a straight right. Rodriguez is looking for the takedown. Great sprawl, though, as Fedor steps back safely. They come together and strike. Neither fighter does any damage. There's a left jab, but Rodriguez evades the big right punch. They come together and trade some leather, but neither fighter does any damage. There's a quick flurry, landing all four of them, and then hits a nice straight right land that lands hard. Quick exchange of strikes does not produce any damage. Sets it up well, shoots in at some high speed, but Rodriguez doesn't. Almost got away, but not quite. He's left hopping while Fedor has a hold of a leg. Can't keep Rodriguez down, and so settles for pushing him against the ropes. Looking for a fucking suplex. He blocks it, though. I thought we were going to see our second suplex of the night. So he can't seem to get his way free. Looking for that suplex. He's got it. Nails the big suplex. Rodriguez has to pull guard. Pounds away, but Rodriguez calmly deals with him. Blocks attempt from half guard to full guard. Some more strikes without venom, though. Kind of just had a stalemate, but that's been all Fedor. We're just... Someone's getting mauled tonight. It's usually, seems to be, besides, Masvidal was over here, but usually it's been the guy on the right. Because you had Kawajiri, and then you had fucking Rico Rodriguez now. It's not gone his way. As they start the second round, Rodriguez goes the one that tries to shoot in on Fedor. Came in way too slow, and he sees it coming, lets him run headlong straight into a vicious knee to the head. Yeah. That's fucking lights out. What a terrible idea. Leading with your head first, and Fedor saw it coming, knees him right in the fucking dome. And that's all she wrote for Rico Rodriguez. He at least tried something. Did not go his way, though. 12-4 is Fedor Emelianenko. 17-6, Rico Rodriguez. Fedor thanks all of his sponsors for bagging him. Also thanks his family, friends, and supporters. Says he has a lot of respect for Rico Rodriguez. Praises his toughness. So our next bout, Ron Fairclough taking on Vitor, the Phenom Belfort. 18-6, 14-7, hybrid fighting, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, boxing, Greg Jackson's mixed martial arts, Who's Valley Tudo, both at -110, 27 years old, 28 years old, 5'9", 6 foot, but the reach advantage again in Fedor, and, Fedor and Vitor's background, and or in his corner, as Rio de Janeiro, Staunton, Wisconsin. I always feel it. Nah, that's probably not how you pronounce it. Nonetheless, it's Wisconsin. Wisconsin versus Brazil in this next bout. Big John McCarthy's up next as our referee, ringside judges. We're back underway. Ron Fairclough comes forward, willing to take a few shots as he gets close enough to wrestle. Missed all the strikes in the combo. They ended with a low kick to the attempted legs. Fairclough is able to grab Vitor, and he's looking for the trip. He's got it, and now he's left on his back pulling guard. Looking to isolate the leg. Belfort keeps a close guard. That could have been it right there. Deflects a couple of punches that Vitor threw from the bottom, looking to pass guard. He does so, passes half guard, pounds away. As Fairclough just blocking, Belfort tries to transition to full guard. Again, just throwing punches just to throw him, just to land him. Belfort's just going to be stuck there. He's trying to get his leg free of half guard. Belfort fights the attempt off. They wind up scrambling. The scramble sees Belfort up first, but he's only to be grabbed and wrestled against the ropes immediately for the takedown again. And he's got him up on a turtled up Belfort now. Turns himself slightly and appears to be working to set up an attack on the legs. Look at our calf slicer. That would have been awesome, but Belfort blocks it. And Ron Fairclough, from getting that calf slicer, now he switches his attention back to the legs, looking for the calf slicer again. Cannot get it. As he turns himself slightly, again looking for that calf slicer. For the third time, he's got it! Fucking calf slicer by Ron Fairclough. Take that, AJ Styles. Oh my god. This has been a crazy card. I mean, the amount of first round finishes. We saw a calf slicer finish somebody. Poor Vitor, though. Almost had a middleweight title shot, but now back to the bottom you go. Fairclough 19-6 is just now beating Jeremy Horn, and now beating Vitor Belfort. I'm not sure who he'll take on next. Maybe Rampage. That seems like a fun fight we could set up. Giving thanks, Ron Fairclough praises his team at Greg Jackson's Mixed Martial Arts. His very responsive and all the fans who came out to support him. He's asked who he'd like to fight next. He answers that he would like to fight against Alex Steveling. Well, there you go. Talked about how Alex Steveling could have a future title shot if he beats Marcotte. Maybe we'll have to set that up too. I mean, we got Merle's really fought a lot this couple of years, and maybe it's I think he fought 3 times last year, and he's already fought I think twice in 2007, maybe only once. But it's been a busy year for Berlio. As our next bout, Luis Santos taking on live wire Jason Von Flue, 13-7, 13-5, 31 years old, 27 years old, both 6 foot, both 183. Brazil for Santos, San Luis, California for Jason Von Flue. Muay Thai, Jiu-Jitsu, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, Shoot the Box. The Pit, minus 110 for Von Flue, plus 100 for Santos. Yuji Shimada's our referee, ringside judges, round 1. They start with a touch of gloves. Looks like we're about to get in close, says Von Flue, but Santos took the initiative. Oh my god, there's a rib-crunching body kick. He knocked him out with a body kick in fucking 19 seconds. This card is nuts. Luis Santos with a body kick in 19 seconds. Wow. 14-7 is Luis Santos. 13-6 is Jason Von Flue. Unreal. Thanks everyone connected to Shoot the Box. This is Luis Santos, and for helping him prepare for the fight and then sponsors supporting him financially. We're already at the co-main event, as it's George Rush St. Pierre against Tetsuji Kato in the Pride Welterweight division. If there's going to be a fight that does not last out of the first round, it's going to be this one. It's George St. Pierre and Tetsuji Kato. You got to watch out for Tetsuji Kato's arm bars from the bottom if you're George St. Pierre. He's had trouble with that against Dennis Hallman, and he's not as good as Dennis Hallman is as Tetsuji Kato with that arm bar, but he's got a couple of people. Looking at you, Matthews, as 25-8, 14-3, mixed martial arts, Shudo style, no team for GSP. We really got to get him a team. Probably have to ask him. See if we can do this while we're here. See what he does. Join a team. Alright. It's Team Tompkins. I wonder if it shows it. Okay, it does. So, that was easy enough. Yeah, if that makes sense. Because, yeah, obviously the Canadians up there with Carlos Newton. But, yeah. Now we got what will be future Team Tompkins guy, GSP. Now against Peresta guy, plus 100, minus 110. Big John McCarthy is the referee, ringside judges. Kato gets a good reaction from the fans. He enters the arena. He's fighting in front of a home crowd. The night round 1 begins. They touch gloves. They come together in a clinch. St. Pierre seems to have the advantage. Looking to use his wrestling skills to push him against the ropes. He does so. Now he's going to pin. Keep him in great control. Just posturing him against the ropes. Hitting each other with short punches to the body and the side of the head. Got the underhooks now. Looking for a takedown. He sweeps the legs. Good job there. But again, Kato's very dangerous on his back. Throws some small strikes. Was clearly just taking a moment to catch his breath. Tries to get the full guard on St. Pierre, but doesn't get anywhere with it. Pounds away with rights. Doesn't do much damage. Gets some separation. Tries to scramble. It's too quick, though, is St. Pierre. Grabs side control for Kato can get up. Throws a few strikes. Outfit him. Tries to move guard. St. Pierre's keeping him locked right down in there. Some more right hands. Keeps him guessing with a few quick strikes. Tries to pull guard. It ain't happening. Yeah, that person on the right just keeps on getting fucked this whole card besides Masvidal's fight. St. Pierre throws a few right hands. He takes a moment to plan ahead. Blocks an attempt to pull guard. Looks for Kimura. Doesn't allow the Kimura. Tries to move the guard. St. Pierre doesn't allow it. Big John stands back up with 3:26 left in the first. They get together in the clinch again. And again, St. Pierre has control. And again, looking to muscle up against the ropes. This time, though, Kato defends it. But he catches him with a nice knee to the side of the stomach. Looking to muscle up against the ropes. He's got him pinned there. Keeps him pinned. Spend the next half a minute in that position, hitting each other, short punch to the body and the side of the head. Kato waits for St. Pierre to lift a leg to attempt a foot stomp, then quickly turns him, creating enough space to escape from the ropes. as Kato aggressively moves in and grapples with St. Pierre, looking for the trip. Can't get the takedown as St. Pierre wrestles his way into a down position, tries to wrestle him as Kato backwards up against the ropes. He achieves it and pins Kato to the ropes. Looking for that underhook again. Blocks it, and now he's got him to where his back is against the ropes. Is Kato smothering down St. Pierre to end out the round. Looks like the rest of the round sees each other hitting each other strip punches at that position. Well, we make it to the second round. And that's pretty close, but definitely St. Pierre with a takedown and landing more strikes. Definitely won that one. He also went for that Kimura, too. We'll see what happens in the next 2 rounds. As shooting in hard and fast right out of the gate is St. Pierre. It's unsuccessful with a great sprawl, pushing him down to his hands and knees, looking for a soccer kick, but he's up too quickly. There's a jab and a nice straight right hand. As he can't hit the left jab, there's a crunching straight right to the jaw, and he knocks him down with that right to the jaw. Quickly secures side control over the stunned opponent. As Kato squirms around, preventing St. Pierre from fully connecting with a knee strike on the looking for a Kimura, doesn't allow it. That was a weird way of going about that. Like, St. Pierre probably could have TKO'd him, but after the knockdown, he just kind of went in side control, and it's going to stay here with some knee strikes to the ribs, some more knee strikes to the ribs. Figured he would try to finish the fight, but here's what it is, I guess. Big John McCarthy stands it back up. Now GSP's starting to give him first hit. He's starting to touch, but there's some high speed on the takedown. Gets sprawled onto his hands and knees. Again, looking for the soccer kick. Again, he's up too quickly. Minute left in the second. They get a close start wrestling. St. Pierre wrestles his way into a down position in the clinch, trying to push him against the ropes. He does so. He's got him back to the ropes. Underhooks in. Sets him up, and for the trip, he's got it. And that is probably going to be the end of the round. Oh, no, he tries to pound on him. Now it's the end of the round. Yeah, again, dominant round for St. Pierre. Comes down to this. Kato's got to catch him with an armbar. Or a knockdown. Or a knockout, rather. Not a knockdown. There's a left hand and a right hand. About to shoot in. Kato timed it well. Moved in for the clinch. Looking for the trip takedown. Doesn't work, though. Blocks it and takes control of the grapple. Gets a knee strike. Does Tetsuji Kato. Looking to muscle up against the ropes. Isn't going anywhere, though. Trying to push GSP up against the ropes. Now he's got him pinned against the ropes. Kato cannot get free. They exchange close quarter punches from that position for about 60 seconds. Got the underhooks in. Got solid control. Blocks the takedown and turns up against the ropes. Now he's the one looking to go down low, grab a leg. He's got a leg at least. St. Pierre's hopping on the other one. Drags him down to the mat. Oh boy. Here we go. Can Tetsuji Kato steal this one? 2 minutes left. He's in guard. Keeps him tight is St. Pierre. Oh boy. And there's a double underhooks. It's probably a great idea. Kato trying to pass. He allows the pass, but it's just a ploy. Final minute left, and the result sees St. Pierre back on being on his back, pulling half guard. Try to get past it again. St. Pierre fights it off. They wind up scrambling. Scramble results in St. Pierre under north-south. There's a few elbows in the midsection, but that's the end of the fight. Well, you know, that was a very good round. I think he actually won that one, but it's not going to matter, I don't think, as unanimous decision win should go to St. Pierre, yes. Well, it was an average fight. I think that was the first fight that was not in the good to great department, but man, GSP with a huge win in the welterweight division over Tetsuji Kato. As he thanks all of his sponsors, thanks all of his fans. He then asks who he'd like to face next. He answers that Matt Hughes is a great fighter, and it'd be someone he'd like to test himself against. Yeah, that seems to make sense. That seems to be the fight. There's no doubt that GSP benefits from being interviewed. He knows the value of building a name. As it is fucking main event time. If this card couldn't get any crazier, we have 2 men who are incredible records. 17-1, 22-2. The winner of the fucking heavyweight Grand Prix, beating Josh Barnett, beating Alistair Overeem, and beating Rico Rodriguez, and all in one night, and then also beating Fedor and Pedro Hizo on the previous 2 nights. Some of the, and he's just is on an unbelievable warpath. If there's someone to beat Big Nog, it might just be Sergey Karatnov from Red Devil Sports, Sambo Boxing, Jiu-Jitsu Boxing. Both guys are well crafted. They are in the primes of their careers. Sergey's got 1 inch and 5 pounds on him. This should be incredible. This should be a really, really great heavyweight title fight. He won. Cowboys, our referee, our ringside judges, hoping Big John was it, but that's alright. He's already reffed like 3 fights so far. They touch gloves. He's looking confident. Shortening the range. He's looking to strike. As we looked like we were about to see a shot from Sergey, but Big Nog was more aggressive, took the initiative. As he can't connect with the step strikes, he catches Sergey with a right hook. And oh my god, looks like he's got a cut above the eye there. Blood is trickling down. They come together and strike. There's a left hand from Sergey. There's a good one, nice 1-2 from Big Nog. They meet in the center again. Doesn't connect with the left jab. There's a right hook, though. Scores with a jab, but doesn't connect with the right hand of the body. Does Sergey. They come together and engage some more. It slips past the right hook. Counters the left hook to the body. Jab lands from Nogueira. Can't connect with the right hand to the body. Shoulders hunch. Nogueira setting his opponent. Look for that opportunity. They come together and strike. Sergey missing. Putting him off balance, allowing Nogueira to attack with a solid right hand. That could definitely knock him out in an instant with a counter punch. A jab lands, but he evades the big punch to Sergey. The punch from Nogueira fails to land. As Sergey seizes that chance and grabs Nogueira into a clinch. Look at the muscle up against the ropes. He can't do it, though. Big Nog fights it off and looks to sweep him. Stops the sweep and takes control of the grapple, does Sergey. Now looking to push him against the ropes. He does so. Oh, looks like the ref wants to stop it on the cut. Not going to be a problem, looks like. All right. Back into the corner, it looks like. Oh, no, they're just going to start him back, looks like. As that sucks for Sergey. They should have put him back where they were. Sergey comes forward on the attack. There's a counter jab, though. Jab lands from Nogueira. Sergey evades the big punch, comes in closer, ready to attack again. Left hand hits from Nogueira, but misses the vicious right. They meet in the center again. Nogueira fools Sergey with a feint, counters the right hand with the right hand of his own. Looking to open up and attack again. There's a left hand that scores with the right cross. There's a 1-2, but fails to land it. Sergey is able to move in fast with a clear opportunity to clinch up with Nogueira. Defends himself well, though, and from an attempted knee. Halfway point. Looking to trip him down is Nogueira. Trip does not work and also takes control of the grapple. Looking to push him against the ropes is Sergey. Can't move Nogueira, though, at all. Finds himself being out-wrestled. Wanting to take him down to the ground, Nogueira's looking to drag him into his guard, but Sergey brilliantly counters with a brutal slam him down to the mat. As, oh wow, yeah, no, Sergey wants no business of Nogueira's guard. I don't blame him at all. He's doing a great job by having him stand. Even though he's getting outstruck, he's still in this fight. It just takes one punch from Sergey to really knock out anybody. As he throws a leg kick, doesn't make contact though, but Sergey doesn't connect with the left hand, but also can't hit the right cross. There's an exchange of strikes that Nogueira forces. There's a counter jab. And next with a jab, but Sergey evades the big punch. They engage with strikes. Neither fighter can land a shot. There's an attempted hook to the body. Doesn't connect though. Sergey shoots in. Great sprawl from Nogueira, preventing that takedown. Now he's starting to slow down. Both fighters are warily stepping in to strike. He misses the left jab, but connects with the right hand. Nogueira doesn't find the mark with the right hook. Nogueira steps in looking to unleash. As Sergey looked like he was angling for the grapple, but he couldn't take the initiative. Can't hit the step left jab. There's a nice straight right hand though, and he's reopened that cut above the eye. Hits the left hand, misses the vicious, or it hits the left hand. Yes, it misses the vicious right hand. Under a minute left in the first. Both fighters engage. Nogueira nails 2 quick punches, goes for the flurry, but misses the right hook. Sergey doesn't connect with the left jab, but scores with a great right hook. They engage in the center. Goes to the body kick that misses. Sergey attempts the body kick but comes up short. As looked like we were about to see another shot in from Sergey, but Nogueira was more aggressive. Can't connect with the jab, and then hits Sergey with a right to the side of the ribs as that's the end of the round. Well, man, what a great first round. It's tough. I thought they were going to give Sergey the takedown off the slam, but it looks like they didn't. So it's going to probably be Big Nog's round, but both guys are stuffing takedowns, keeping it standing, which so far Big Nog's had the advantage. But he's got the power to just land one shot to Sergey and end the fight. As the cornerman looking to stop the cut on Sergey's above the eye as the bell starts for the second round. Sergey, if he can win these next 2 rounds, he might have a shot to steal on this one. It just takes a split decision. But Nogueira aggressively took the initiative. There's 2 quick punches, but doesn't hit either of them. Sergey comes in looking for a takedown. Cannot stop the takedown and has to pull guard. But he's got a guillotine. Sergey's in trouble. Gets the guillotine, but despite its best efforts, he cannot force the tap out. Man, that is tough. Sergey must have managed to stop the choke by being properly applied as the hold's released. As Nogueira realized that he was gassing his arms on the attempt that wasn't going to finish the fight. Now Sergey's in guard. Throws a couple of punches designed to keep Nogueira guessing. Deflects a couple of punches from the bottom that Nogueira throws. Punches down, which are easily taken on the gloves. Halfway point, Sergey firing off some punches. Has to lean back again to avoid a couple of wild swings from Big Nog. Now he just grabs Sergey down, does a Big Nog, and smothering him into his guard. Probably not the smartest idea. I would have tried to sweep, but who knows? As he drags him in, hits him with a couple of short punches from the bottom. Referee sends him up 31 seconds. Great speed again from Sergey, looking for a takedown. Gets hold of it, but can't quite take him down. He's left hopping on a leg, drives him up against the ropes. Look to go down low and grab it, and he's got it with 3 seconds left. Wow. That's a great round for Sergey. Pretty dominant. Had his 2 takedowns. It's going to come down to this 3rd round. Even though if if he has another dominant 2nd round, he could just very well steal this one. Oh boy, yeah, Nogueira knows it is all or nothing at this point. He's got to win this round. As he initiates a strike exchange, his counter jab doesn't connect though. Throws all a 4-punch combo, and all of them are avoided by Sergey. Sergey's moving well, but he's definitely breathing a little deeper now. Nogueira keeping the pressure on him, bobs out of a jab, moves into the pocket. There's a 1-2, but Nogueira fails to land it. There's a weak, tentative jab from Sergey. Throws some strikes and a spin kick, but it's Sergey doing a great job standing, defending all these strikes. I think it's just Nogueira being gassed at this point. The 2 fighters engage with strikes, so nothing significant lands. Sergey shooting in hard and fast. Can't complete it, but he's going to push him against the ropes. Looking to go down low with a single leg takedown. And he's got it. Wow. We might just be seeing history. We might see a new heavyweight champion with that takedown. As he throws a few strikes, Khalil just slowing things down so he can catch his breath. Nogueira tries to pull guard on Sergey, but doesn't get in with the attempt. Fires off a handful of punches, each easily being blocked with gloves. As he blocks the attempt to pull guard. Sergey tries to lock Nogueira on an armbar. Nogueira stops it from being applied, blocks Nogueira as he tries to transition the guard inside control, catching his breath as Sergey pounds away with punches, does minimal damage, tries to pull guard on Sergey, doesn't get in with the attempt, and that's the end of the 3rd round. And yeah, I mean, I think he won that round too. But if the judges could fuck over Sergey Karatnov here, let's see what happens. We got 1 for Sergey, we got 1 for Big Nog, and we got 1 for Sergey. Think that was the right decision as a split decision win. And we have a new heavyweight champion for the first time since 2002. 5-year reign is over. And it was an average fight, but man, it's, what a fight, what a performance from both guys. Let's just kind of look and see how the entire fight went. So yeah, Sergey had the takedowns for sure. Definitely outstruck him. Felt like that was the right decision. Think the judge who gave it to Big Nog was because of how dominant he was in the 10-minute round. But even then, I felt like Sergey did enough in the 2nd and 3rd and just kind of controlled the entire fight, in my opinion, more than what Big Nog did. But man, if there was going to be a guy to beat Big Nog, it was going to be Sergey Karatnov, and he did tonight at Pride 35's Kamikaze. What's next for the heavyweight division is really the big question, because now Sergey, I'm really not sure he's going to take on. He's beaten pretty much everybody, as we've shown today. He's beaten Barnett. He's beaten Big Nog. He's beaten Alistair Overeem. He's beaten Fedor. Really, he's beaten the who's who of the heavyweight division already. Do we rematch him and Big Nog? We have that be a Shockwave main event. It's tough. It's tough to really choose if we go that route. I think we can. I think it's I think we could have another fight for sure. Sergey thanks everyone connected to Red Devil Sport for having him prepare for the fight, and all of his sponsors for supporting him financially as he celebrates with the heavyweight title strapped around his waist. As he celebrates being the new champion. Yeah, 16,000 in Kanto for this one. High critical rating. Really everything delivered but the main and co-main, which were average. But, we had quite the main event. We had a calf slicer finish. It was quite the exciting. I forgot the Fedor Rico Rodriguez fight actually went to the 2nd round. He was so quickly, 15 seconds in. But other than that, all of them pretty much were decided finishes, and man, great card. Everything increased in pop. I'm not sure. I'm actually going to give the fight of the night to Sergey and Big Nog. I know it's not the smartest idea, because Faircloth and Vitor but I just felt like that fight is so iconic. It kind of is what it is. Also, I forget you could do performance bonuses. I never thought about that, but I'm going to give it to both men. As I think they deserved it. And I think that's where we end this episode here. As I hope you all enjoyed. Thank you all for watching. And we'll catch you guys next time for more Pride FC and more WMMA 5 action. Take care, everyone.